So tonight we're going to be talking about the nodes. You're going to listen for your rising sign first, your sun sign second, and your moon sign third. Please note that prioritize your rising sign because that is the sign that is going to be energetically picking up on this information. And you can also listen for your sun sign. Now, for those of you that don't have your rising sign, you can easily get that by visiting one of the free birth chart calculators online. So you just Google birth chart calculator or natal chart calculator. You choose whichever one you want to use. They are free. The information you're going to need is, of course, your date of birth, your place of birth, that includes city and state, and most importantly, your correct time of birth. The time of birth is very important because that is going to produce your rising sign. So it's very important that that time of birth is accurate. If you don't have your time of birth, that's okay. You could do one or two things. Usually on the birth chart calculators, if you don't have your birth time, it will let you use the placeholder of 12 noon. So I always suggest that you use the placeholder of 12 noon, and that will give you a 50-50 chance of getting the rising sign correct until you can, locate your birth time. But that will help. And if you're not sure about your birth time, just use the 12 noon placeholder. Again, if you are an existing client of mine, meaning that you had a detailed reading with me previously, I will be more than happy to look up your rising sign. If you cannot remember your rising sign, you can put it in the chat, but if you want to just be kind of discreet with it, you can definitely send me an inbox and I will look that up really quickly for you so you'll know what your rising sign is. All right. What else? I think that is it. I think that's it. I think I covered everything. So we're going to be on here for about the next hour, maybe hour 15, talking about the nodes. So tonight we are talking about the nodes of destiny. I have my notes here. And you may want to take a few notes too. And we're going to be talking about that. And I'm going to give it about 2 more minutes, let some more people come in, and then we're going to get started. But in the meantime, how is 2025 starting off for everyone? This is the beginning of the calendar new year. Of course, we have the actual new year starts at the spring equinox, so that will be in March, but we also recognize the calendar new year, the official new year, which is the spring equinox, and some people actually start their new year with their birthdays. So whenever or however you want to start your new year is strictly up to you. I personally start my new year with the spring equinox. I always have, even before I knew what the spring equinox was. For whatever reason, I just like to say that my year started off in March. For me, January, the new year, I feel like that is more still of a planning stage for the next few months. And it's kind of like a cleanup of last year's events. So that's just me personally, what I believe. You guys can figure out your new year however you want to. There is no right or wrong way to do that. No rules on it. It's just whatever you feel like resonates with your spirit. All right. So we're going to get started because I want to get you on and off of this, and get on with your evening. Thank you again for joining me. I appreciate it. Tonight we're talking about the nodes. So this is an astrological event that is coming up in the next few days. So it will officially start on January the 12th, and it will last until July 26, 2026. So we're looking at the next 18 months of this particular energy. Now, when we talk about the nodes, I got my notes here. Really briefly, the nodes are the points in space where the moon orbits and crosses the sun. Okay, so these are actually astrological points. These are not planets, these are not asteroids, but these are points. And we call them the nodes. They're typically called the nodes of destiny because there are two nodes. There is a north node and a south node. And the nodes really play out what our karma is, what our karmic lesson is for our lifetime right now. So the North Node is primarily representative of where we're trying to go, what we're trying to achieve, what we're trying to learn, what we're trying to share with the world, share in this lifetime. And the South Node is about things that we come into this world already knowing. These are the natural gifts and abilities. And sometimes they're not gifts and abilities. Sometimes these could be the natural habits or things that are to our detriment. But we come into the world knowing these things. This really could be significant of people that believe in past lives. So if you're someone that believes in past lives, the South Node would represent a life experience or a lifetime that you have already experienced. So you're coming into this cycle already knowing how to do these things. But also with the South Node, you are coming into here to this particular cycle to release these things because you already know how to do them. Now, you don't necessarily have to release them all, but you want to release the things that are negatively impacting you. You want to release those things that are detrimental to you. So the South Node represents a release and the North Node represents a new beginning. Now, just with any of our planets or luminaries, the North and South Node makes its orbits through all the signs. And typically, your nodes will stay in a sign for 18 months. So again, the last 18 months, this particular cycle has been in the North Node, has been in Aries, and the South Node has been in Libra. All right. So when we look at the North Node and we're looking at it being in the sign of Aries, for the last 18 months. So that would have been from like July 2023 up until now. We were looking at things that have to do with our individual selves. So what the North Node was trying to teach us was how to balance the me versus the we. Because when we look at Aries, and I skipped a part. The nodes are always going to be in opposite signs because they represent opposite areas of our life. So Aries is opposite of Libra. So when we look at Aries rules the first house, which is the house of self, which is the house of you as the individual. This is the house of your own personal goals, how you show up in the world. This is your individual style, how people experience you. But this is all about your individual self. Libra is the opposite of Aries. Libra represents the we in astrology. So this is the seventh house. This is about our one-on-one relationships. So that could be marriage, that could be romantic relationships, that could be family, friends, business. These are the one-on-one relationships that we consciously go into with another person. So the last 18 months have been somewhat of trying to balance the me versus the we, trying to figure out how to be in relationship with other people, but at the same time honoring our individual selves. So the North Node was in Aries, teaching you how to depend on yourself, how to step into your individuality, how to rid yourself of codependent relationships, because the Libra in the South Node was about releasing things. So this is why over the last 18 months, we had a big focus on relationships. And if we wanted to use an example, we want to look at what we've seen in the realm of celebrity relationships. There was a lot of divorces. There were a lot of breakups. There were a lot of changes around relationships. So we saw a last 18 months, a cycle of people getting in and out of relationships, going through divorces. Another thing that we saw a pattern of, because the South Node was in Libra, and Libra represents legal situations. It represents court cases. So we saw an influx over the last 18 months of people getting sued, people going to court, people dealing with legal battles, people dealing with, again, going to jail. So we saw a lot of those patterns over the last 18 months. We actually dubbed the last 18 months was the year of the Great Divorce, because we did see a lot of divorces, but not just in the romantic and marriage realm. We saw a lot, and you probably experienced this in your own personal life, dynamics changing in your relationships. And again, this could have been with your family, with your friends, with your employer, people you do business with. You could have seen some of those relationships leave your life, break up, or come to a culmination where they transitioned and changed. So a lot of that happened over the last 18 months. Now we're moving into a different cycle over this next 18 months. And this time the North Node will be moving into the sign of Pisces, and the South Node will be in the sign of Virgo. So first and foremost, if you are a Pisces placement, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or you have a lot of Pisces placements in your own personal birth chart, this is going to highly impact you. If you are a Virgo placement, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or you have a lot of placements in your birth chart that are in Virgo, this is going to highly impact you as well. And because we're dealing with the mutables, this is going to impact all my mutable signs. So in addition to Pisces and Virgo being highly, highly affected by this cycle, my Gemini placements will be highly affected by this cycle, along with my Sagittarius placements. So again, if you are a Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, or Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or have a lot of planets in those particular signs in your birth chart, you will be feeling this cycle a little bit more intensely than other people. That does not mean this is going to be a negative thing for you. It is just meaning that you will probably go through a lot more transformation during this 18-month cycle. All right. So does anyone have any questions so far? If anyone is one of my mutable placements, please let me know. Oh, my cousin is a Pisces Sun, Virgo Rising. She will definitely be feeling this very, very heavily over the next 18 months. I think my niece is a Sagittarius Rising, so this will highly impact her as well. So yeah, that is what we're looking at. Now, we know where the nodes are going to be. We know what their Sag, Sun, Gemini, Moon. Absolutely. So let's talk really quickly about, you know what? One thing I want to give you guys is I'm going to try to give you a point of reference that may give you some idea what this cycle could look like for you. Now, the last time that we had this particular cycle with the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo was during the period between June 23rd, 2006 and December 18th, 2007. So if you can think back from the summer of 2006 to the winter of 2007, this could give you an indication of some themes that may come up for you during this cycle. So for me, I think during that cycle with Pisces in North Node and Virgo in South Node. Okay, I remember this was a time where I had what I considered a spiritual awakening. My Pisces house is actually in the 8th house of things that are spirituality and things of that nature, and then my South Node is in my 2nd house of money. I think this was when I came to the realization about the need for me to let go of the anxiety I had around money. And I really started to understand the spiritual and energetic component of money, and how money flows in and out, and how your relationship with money really determines what your financial situation will look like. So I started to lean more into manifestation around money. I started to really understand the principles around the spirituality of money. And I really started to step into that particular area. So I had to really kind of work on a lot of the anxieties, the fears, the control that I had with regards to money, and understanding that you cannot hoard money. You have to release money in order for money to be fluid in your life and to flow in and out. So that was a big deal for me around 2006. Prior to that, we had the same cycle back in December 1987 to May 1989, and that was a time that I gave birth to my first child in December 1987. And again, my 8th house rules death and rebirth. So I became a parent during that time. So again, the last cycle we had was June 2006 to December 2007. If you can think back to what was going on in your life during that time. Somebody says, seems like I'm already feeling it. Yeah, you probably are feeling it because it's coming up on us in the next few days. That will give you an indication of what this could look like for you over the next 18 months. All right. So I wanted to make sure you had a point of reference on that. So North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. So some of the themes that you're going to be seeing around this particular cycle is going to look like with that North Node in Pisces, we're going to be leaning more into our spirituality during this time. So some of you could be going through a spiritual awakening. Some of you could be coming to the realization or carving out some type of spiritual practice for yourself. Some of you could be experiencing downloads, your intuition being very, very heightened during this cycle. And it's going to actually require you to lean more into your intuitiveness and less into the things that we see in front of us. So what you're going to be dealing with regards to that, because we're looking at the South Node, there's going to be a need for you to release the grips of perfectionism. So if you are a perfectionist, or if you are someone that needs all the details of any type of plan, situation, idea, you need to analyze all these things. What this cycle is saying to you is you are going to have to get out of the analytical mindset and get more into your spiritual mindset, more into your imagination, more into you trusting the universe. Now, some of you, especially my Virgo placements, because I'm a Virgo moon and I have a lot of Virgo placements in my 2nd house of money, may struggle with this because Virgo energy is all about the details. We ask a lot of questions. We need to know what's going on. We need to analyze. We go back and forth. Sometimes we can get so wrapped up in the details of something. Sometimes we can get so wrapped up in our own head that we can procrastinate on things. Virgo energy is a lot about, that energy doesn't like to make quick decisions. That energy wants to see everything laid out in a detailed plan. And this next 18 months is asking you to release that, to trust the universe, trust your intuition, trust your gut feeling on something. A lot of things that come into your life will not have a clear plan to them. You're going to have to just trust yourself on it. And that may be something that people struggle with, but is a lesson that needs to be learned over the next 18 months. This is going to lay away with anybody struggling with any type of addiction. So this could be an addiction to drugs, alcohol, gambling, spending, sex, anything that we consider an addiction that is self-sabotaging to you. You're going to be dealing with that particular area of your life as well and learning how to release those things as well. Again, anxiety, things of that nature, mental health issues are going to come into play. This could also look like self-medication, so things of that nature. So when we talk about the North Node and where we're trying to go to, again, we're talking about our higher power, our higher self. We're talking about our intuition. We're also talking about our artistic abilities. So some of you could be leaning into your creative mind, turning off that left brain, that analytical side, and leaning more into your right brain of your imagination, your creativity, your divine guidance. Some of you may want to take up some type of esoteric or occult studies. So that could look like astrology, that could look like tarot, that could look like anything that puts you closer to your inner self and your higher power. Okay? Now, one of the things, among other things that we may be seeing during this cycle as well as a collective, since Virgo deals with illness and Pisces deals with illness as well, we may see an influx of illnesses. I'm going to tell you, I was looking at some stuff online, and I did not know this, but there is a new virus outbreak in China. All right. Now, when we had the panorama, we had Saturn in Pisces during that time. And Pisces rules communicative diseases. It rules like airborne diseases. It rules diseases that are highly contagious. So we had Saturn during that time when we had the outbreak back in 2020 with the panorama. Now, because that North Node is going into Pisces, this could trigger something similar to that. So I don't know if anyone has noticed there's been a rise on respiratory type illnesses here in the last few months. Me, myself, I got this nagging cough. But we're seeing a rise in those types of things like bronchitis, asthma. What is that? I think it's RSV, things of that nature. And then I was looking online today, and again, China is having an outbreak of this new virus called human metapneumovirus. It's called HMPV. And it says China is dealing with an outbreak of the HMPV 5 years after COVID-19 pandemic. Reports and social media posts suggest that the virus is spreading rapidly, with some claiming that hospitals and crematories are overwhelmed. Videos shared online show crowded hospitals, with some users saying that multiple viruses, including influenza A, HMPV, mycoplasma pneumonia, and COVID-19 are circulating. There are even claims that China has declared a state of emergency. Though this is not confirmed, HMPV is known to cause flu-like symptoms and can also present symptoms similar to COVID-19. Health officials are closely monitoring the situation and the virus spreads. All right. So here we are again, contending with this type of situation. And it seems like it is like a repeat of what we had back in 2020. So I'm just letting you know we may see a rise of what we had in 2020 when Saturn was in the sign of Pisces. All right. Oh, that's just great. So do we have any questions so far before we get into the individual rising signs and how you could be impacted over the next 18 months with regards to the nodes moving and changing signs? Anyone have any input or anything that they want to contribute to the conversation so far? No? Okay, so as usual, give me a thumbs up or a heart and we will get started and move on. What is this? Say I could use another pandy income. Girl, it might be. It very well might be. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at another little stimulus check if they wanted to cut me another check. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. All right, so let's get down to, what is this? That's not what I'm looking for. Let's get down to the individual rising signs and how you could be impacted over the next 18 months. All right. All right. Okay, somebody wants me to give the years that we need to look back at. So again, from December 1987 to May 22nd, 1989, this is when we had the cycle of Pisces and Virgo. And the most recent one was June 23rd, 2006 to December 18th, 2007. All right. Those are the periods in which we had this same cycle. Again, that can kind of give you a point of reference of what could possibly be coming your way. All right, so let's get started. Where my notes? Because we're going to be off of here at 8:30. All right, so if you are an Aries rising, sun or moon with an emphasis on the rising sign, the cycle for you is going to be impacting your 12th and your 6th house. So the North Node will be in your 12th house and the South Node will be in your 6th house. So when we're looking at the North Node, we're talking about what we're trying to achieve during this cycle, where our destiny is, where we're moving forward in. And when we're looking at the 12th house for you, this is going to be in 18 months of you doing a lot of inner work with yourself, because the 12th house does have everything to do with endings, healing, closure. Our karmic debt is here as well. The afterlife. So this is about our spiritual connections with people that have crossed over. This is also the area that governs specialized populations. So we're looking at hospitals. We're looking at institutions, mental health institutions. We're also looking at prisons and jails here. So for you, this is going to be a cycle of healing. So this would look like you coming to terms with old hurts, traumatic experiences. This is also going to be a great time over the next 18 months, moving in this cycle, for you to deal with any type of self-sabotaging behavior, any addictions, anything that you are doing that is causing you to not live up to your best potential, things that are holding you back. So a lot of healing work, a lot of shadow work could come from this. This is also the area that could open your eyes to things that have been hidden from you over a period of time. So some of you could be having information given to you. This could be spiritual downloads, or this could be information that you have, like I said, has been hidden from you, whether it's secrets or things of that nature being exposed at this time. This is also an area with the same thing, that this could be any type of information or things that you have been hiding from others, or you have been, I guess maybe hesitant to share with others. This could be a time that you feel like you want to embrace that information and share with others what you're going through, your healing process, your shadow work, and things of that nature. This could also look like a hospital stay for you as well. So we could be dealing with some physical health issues, as well as mental health issues. Again, prisons and jail is here as well. I caution you to avoid any type of run-ins with the law during this time, because you could find yourself locked up, and we don't want to do that. But we are looking at a lot of healing and shadow work for you over this 18 months. In the South Node, in your 6th house of health and fitness, this is also your work environment. And this could also look like caregiver situations. So some of you could be getting a new job. And if it's not an actual new job, some of you could be moving around, or some type of change or transition is happening at your current job. So this could be you getting a new job. This could be you transferring departments. This could be people leaving your workplace. So there could be some significant changes around your work life. Again, the 6th house is about health and fitness. So again, this could be you changing up your diet. This could be changing up, how you take care of yourself mentally and physically. So some of you going to therapy, getting more proactive with how you take care of your body. This could also be with regards to you with your diet. Some of you changing up your diet in a drastic way. So not necessarily being a diet, but this is going to be a lifestyle change around how you eat, the foods that you eat, your health and fitness, releasing, again, self-sabotaging behaviors, your anxieties, your worries. And some of you could be contending with health-related matters around a household pet. And also this could place you in the position or releasing you from a caregiver situation. So if you're someone that has been currently caring for someone, I don't know, maybe in a medical capacity or financial capacity, this could be releasing from that, or that dynamic changing in some way. And some of you could be going into a caregiver role at this time. So that is for my Aries rising and the cycle for this North Node, South Node. If you're a Taurus rising, the North Node, South Node cycle for you is going to be impacting your friendship house and your house of joy. So when we're looking at it from the standpoint of North Node, this is going to be the 11th house. So this is going to be changes moving forward in the area of your friend groups. So some of you could be making new friends. This is a very social house as well. So some of you could be feeling the urge to socialize more, to network more. This is going to put you possibly in the space of meeting new people, meeting new groups and organizations. So some of you could be starting new friendships. Some of you could be changing the dynamics in your current friendships. You can also be looking at your desire to join a group or an organization. Or if you're already in a group or an organization, maybe your role in the group or organization changes. Maybe you take more of a leadership role, or maybe you get more active with regards to your groups and organizations. This is also going to be an area that supports your long-term goals, dreams, and wishes. So some of you could be seeing a long-term goal come to fruition during this 18 months, Or you could be kind of like reassessing your long-term goals. Some of you may be looking at goals that you've had set for yourself and deciding that they no longer align with you and where you are in your life, and you're deciding to let that go. Or again, you could see a long-term goal come to fruition as well. And this is also the area that's going to govern a lot of unexpected events, unexpected blessings. And if you are in the workforce as a Taurus rising, this could prompt an unexpected salary increase during this 18 months. Now, when we look across the street at the opposite side for the South Node, this is going to be impacting your 5th house. So this is the house of joy. And it's also the house that governs our children, pregnancy, our dating life, our romantic life. So some of you could be contending with issues around your children. Doesn't matter how old your children are. So this could be a cycle of your children going into a new cycle in their life. So some of you could be seeing children, graduating high school. Maybe your children are going from elementary to junior high school. There's some type of transition in transition in the cycle of their life. Some of them could be graduating college. This also could look like a pregnancy announcement. It could be your own or someone close to you. A lot of times when I see this for a cycle, for people that are a certain age, kind of up past the childbearing years, this is when you become a grandparent of some sort. But a lot of that is in the 9th house. But this could be you hearing news of a pregnancy. Again, maybe your own or someone close to you. This could be a change in your dating life. So this could put you in the space, Taurus rising, if you have not had a relationship or you have not been dating for a long time. This could be a cycle of increasing or more activity around your dating life, or you could be seeing some significant change coming to a romantic relationship that you are currently in. But again, this cycle is about your children, the children in your life, again, a pregnancy potentially, and your romantic life coming into fruition. If you are a Gemini rising, sun or moon, this North Node, South Node change, the North Node is going to be impacting your 10th house of career. Now, this is great for my Gemini risings because Jupiter is currently in the sign of Gemini, and it will stay there until this May. Now, even though Jupiter in Gemini is at its detriment, it's still working well for you. So in addition to that Jupiter energy of expansion, growth, and opportunity, you're now getting the North Node in there for the next few months as well, putting you on a trajectory of moving forward in your career life, because your 10th house of career is going to be lit up. So we're talking about our career path, our job, our work. Our reputation is also in this area. So this is how we are seen in the general public, what we're known for, our status, our titles. This is also the space that governs higher ups and the significant male representation in our life. So if you're a Gemini rising, over the next 18 months, you could see a lot of growth and expansion around your career life. So this could look like promotions. This could look like you getting a new job or starting a new career path for yourself. So a lot of activity and supportive information, energy around your career goals. Now, being that this is a professional house, this is also a personal house as well. So if you're not seeing this growth in your professional life for whatever reason, hey, Whitney, this could be around a romantic situation. So some of my Gemini risings could be, if you are single or if you're dating someone, could be announcing an engagement, could be getting married during this time. Now, could this be on the reverse, that there's going to be a breakup? Could be a little bit less on that energy, but there may be a significant announcement around your personal life with regards to you changing titles, because titles are here. So you could be having a professional title change, or a personal title change as well. I would also say if you are a Gemini rising sun or moon, this would be a good time for you to make yourself very visible. Your reputation is going to be highlighted during this time. So I need you to show up always ready. I need you to show up putting your best foot forward, whether that's in a professional standpoint or a personal situation as well, because you may have a lot of people that are watching you. There could be someone that has their eyes on you that want to support you and possibly giving you a promotion, helping you with a career aspiration, helping you with funding a business, or just you receiving a lot of accolades and praise for how you show up in the world. Okay? Somebody says, my baby sis is Gemini sun and rising. Her boyfriend came to us about marriage. So somebody is already a Gemini getting a marriage proposal already. So yeah, that aligns with this North Node in Gemini. She could potentially be changing her title and getting engaged and getting married. Congratulations. Now, Gemini risings on the South Node part of this is a family dynamic. So this is going to have everything to do with your fourth house. So opposite of your career house is your family life. Now, with all of this stuff going on in your career life, this could take you away from your home life. So if you're one of those Gemini risings that is on a serious career rise and you're focusing a lot on your work, this may see you not being able to spend as much time as you would like with your family. So that could cause an issue or a rift, or at least you're just not satisfied with the amount of time that you're able to give to your family. This could also look like a move, and maybe a move that you did not anticipate, that it comes along and it may be a little bit stressful. So some of you could be moving, buying and selling property. Some of you could be contending with old family dynamics. So if there has been a rift in the family of some sort, this would be a period over the next 18 months that you may be contending with that. And because this is a parental house, this could have a lot to do with your parents, and or the significant women in your life. So some of the women in your life could be going through some kind of cycle of change that they need your help with. So this could look like your mother, your grandmother, your sister, your aunt, even a close female friend. But someone could be needing your help, your assistance, your guidance, your support during this cycle with regards to family related stuff. Again, this may pull you away with a lot of the career stuff that you got going on, or maybe your personal life is taking off in some way and you're not able to give as much as you would like to your home life. That could be a thing. And this could be a possible move or buying and selling of property during this time. All right. If you are a Cancer rising, I have a Cancer rising that is close to me. This cycle over the next 18 months is going to have everything to do with foreign things and education. So when we're looking at the North Node, what you're going to be striving for, we're looking at your ninth house. So this could look like opportunities for international travel. So some of you could be planning a long distance trip. Some of you could be traveling more during this cycle. If you don't have a trip on the books right now, but you feel like you want to do something, I would suggest that you can possibly be going ahead and getting your passport. If it's not a passport, maybe you need to get some type of visa, or you're trying to educate yourself on what is the necessary documentation with regards to traveling wherever you want to go over the next 18 months. Some of you could be starting school again, or deciding that you want to educate yourself in some way. So this could look like you returning to get your degree, or going to school for the first time, or, signing up for classes in some way. Some of you Cancer risings could be in get a teaching opportunity in some way. So that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be like a professor at a school or something like that. That may be at your current job. They tap you to be a trainer or to teach someone about what you do. So some of you could have a teaching opportunity coming your way, as well as travel opportunities. This could also see my Cancer rising falling heavily into their spiritual life. So this could be a return to church, a reconnection with your religious affiliation. This could be a spiritual awakening as well. So some of you diving back into your spirituality or carving out a religious or spiritual practice for yourself. Now, the ninth house also can rule grandparents as well. So some of you having a dynamic or something around with regards to a grandparent as well. But this also could be impacting your belief system. So I do believe for my Cancer risings, a lot of my Cancer risings may have a shift in their belief system during this time. So things that they've held on to as a strong belief, or their morals, their values, could go through a shift or a change in this cycle as well. Now, on the opposite end of this is the third house. So again, we're talking about educational opportunities as well. Some of you could be finishing up a certification or a vocational type educational program during this cycle. Some of you could be contending with long overdue issues around siblings and your extended family. There's a lot of short distance travel that could be impacted here as well. Now, this is also the area that governs your neighbors and your neighborhood. So some of you, some of my Cancer risings could be moving. And I always say when the third house is impacted, it may not be a forever move. So this may not necessarily be like, oh, I'm about to move into my forever home or my, buying my dream house. It may not necessarily be that, but it may be just a move. And the move may not be a big move, and it also may not be a move that is so far away from where you currently live. So you could be moving maybe 10, 15, 20 miles away from where you currently live, but it doesn't really take you out of your general area that you're in. If it's not a move, it could be you getting new neighbors, or something about your neighborhood is going through a transition or change as well. Okay. I got somebody who says I'm moving too. Yes. All on point. All on point. All right. So if you are a Leo rising like myself, or sun or moon, the nodal changes for you are going to impact your 8th and 2nd house. So remember, I've said that I've been through this one before. So I can't wait to see what this one looks like. But if this is your first time Leo rising, the North Node is going to be in Pisces. It's going to be highlighting your 8th house. So this is other people's money, a very interesting house to be in. So this is not necessarily the money that you earn for yourself, but the money that you receive from or benefit from that comes from someone else. So some of the opportunities with this particular energy can help you with debt management. A lot of my Leo risings could be really effective over the next 18 months with getting serious about paying off debt, or making a significant dent in debt as well. This is also going to be about some of my Leo risings coming into an inheritance of some sort. You could be inheriting money or property or something in that way. You can also be looking at a big tax return coming your way. This could also be about you going to the bank for any type of loan, or maybe you're trying to secure a loan for a home, for a car. Crazy enough, I will be purchasing a car during this cycle. So that sounds about right. So home loan, car loans, personal loans, school loans, whatever that looks like. This would be a supportive time for you to go to financial institutions and to see if you can secure those funds as well. Again, paying off debt. Now, if this is not you personally, because this is other people's money, this could also be for the person that you are connected with. So this could be your spouse, your business partner, your live-in lover, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. So their financial situation could be impacted, but it impacts you as well. Now, some of you with the 8th house could be joining finances with someone, like going into business, maybe getting married, moving in together. But I would say just be mindful about who you are joining your finances with. All right. This is also the area that governs sex and intimacy. So when we can talk about this area, of our lives. If you're a Leo rising that's kind of been going through a dry spell in your sex life, this could open a brand new door for you. This could start up something new for you by way of your sex life or your intimate connection with someone. So this is somewhat of a relationship house. So some of you could be embarking on a relationship with someone, but it may look a little bit different than just your run-of-the-mill traditional relationship. It may be a friends with benefits situation. Could be. But it's something that you resonate with. And again, this is the area that governs the occult. So some of you could be tapping into, again, those spiritual practices that support you. Remember, I had a spiritual awakening in this last cycle with this, and I tapped more into my my spiritual side. Manifestation is a big one here as well. Now, across the street is the second house. Now, the second house is how you earn your individual money. So it's how you earn money, your investments, your work, your daily routines. This is also the area that governs your self-value and your self-worth. So with the South Node being here, you're going to have to really get on board with understanding your relationship with money and material possessions. Been through this cycle here. You need to understand that there is a relationship with money, and it is a spiritual relationship. And just like any other relationship, it can be toxic, it can be unhealthy, but it also could be a good relationship. So we're going to try to get down over the next 18 months, figuring out what is our relationship to money and how does money impact us? How does it make us feel? What do we feel like as we are in relationship with money? That's going to really, really heal your situation around money if that's what you need to do. If that's what you need, a healing around how you do money, this is going to be the cycle for you. Now, this is also going to be the area where you get real serious about earning your money, what you're spending your money on, and your investments. This would be a great time if you wanted to invest more into your 401k, into your savings, if you wanted to try cryptocurrency in the stock market. This would be the next 18 months where you get real serious about growing your financial portfolio. All right. And some of you could be losing a stream of income, but don't worry about that. I do believe that if we get on board with what we're supposed to be doing spiritually, there will be something that will come along that will replace it, that'll be a lot better for you. All right. Woo. All right. So let's see. All right. So the next one is a Virgo rising. So if you're a Virgo rising, sun or moon, I think it's the last home I will have before before your forever home. Okay, that's good. So if you're a Virgo rising, sun or moon, this next 18 months for you, the nodes are going to be highlighting your relationship houses. So North Node in Pisces for my Virgo risings will be in your 7th house of one-on-one relationships. So we're looking at new beginnings around your one-on-one relationships. So remember, one-on-one relationships, because we consider this the marriage house, this could actually be marriage, these long-term committed romantic relationships. This could be family, friends, business associates, people that we go into consciously on a one-on-one situation. This could also be legal and binding agreements, and court cases are going to fall in this area. So we're going to see some new beginnings around that. So straight out the gate, if you're a Virgo rising that has been single for some time and you are really wanting a relationship, this is going to be the time that you need to energetically and also put yourself out there. You could bring forth, because remember, this is Piscean energy. We're going to be manifesting with this energy, bringing forth, manifesting possibly a new relationship for yourself. So I probably hear some of my Virgo risings talking about engagements, getting married, maybe moving in together, or meeting someone that they've committed to in a relationship. Now, we are going to be cultivating our one-on-one relationships. So even those relationships that we're in currently now, even though this energy is about new beginnings, this is also about endings as well. So some of you could be ending a one-on-one relationship. Again, this could be marriage. This could be romantic, committed relationships, friendships, business opportunity, business relationships. So we're going to be seeing a cycle of those types of dynamics and energy around how you do one-on-one relationships. And I always have to add, the most important relationship that you're going to be actually cultivating is the relationship that you have with self. So you're probably going to be contending with your relationship with yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you relate to yourself. And that is an energy of healing yourself so you can be better and show up better in the relationships that you are currently in and that you will be getting in. Again, you will also have some energy around court cases and signing a lot of contracts during this time. So be very careful about who you are going into business with, who you are marrying, who you are starting to sign a lease with to live together, things of that nature. Just be very mindful of that. I think my guy, a Virgo rising, in this is my marriage activation. You owe somebody about to get married. Uh-oh. I can't wait to hear that story. So, across the street is going to be, for my Virgo rising, the South Node in your first house. So, when we're talking about the South Node in the first house, we're talking about your physical body for one thing. So some of you are going to be releasing anything that is not serving you well with regards to your bodies. So some of you could be deciding to lose some weight, gain some weight, change, transform your body. This could also look like my Virgo risings changing up their personal style, dressing differently, changing their hair. So they're showing up very much differently than before. So we're looking at that. This is also the area that could see you changing up your long-term personal goals as well. So a lot of you will be feeling the energy of doing away with goals, things of that nature that no longer serve you. So you're going to be releasing a lot of things that could have been holding you back or just no longer serve you in a way. Changing up, and people are going to be experiencing you differently. This is also a time for my Virgo risings. You're another one I want you to pay heavy attention to your health. Taking care of your body, taking care of yourself, taking care of your appearance. So this is also going to be, because it's the first house and across the street is the seventh house, you're going to be tasked with learning how to balance the me versus the we. So how you're showing up in your relationships is one thing, but you're also going to need to know how to prioritize yourself and put yourself first. You can no longer, especially if you're a Virgo rising, because Virgo is the sign of the servant. A lot of times Virgo energy plays the back seat. They put everybody's needs ahead of their own. That has got to stop. You have got to learn that there is a balance. You've got to learn that you have to prioritize yourself first, take care of yourself first, so you can show up as the best version that you can for other people. So it's going to be very important that my Virgo risings really pay attention to putting themselves first. That is very important for you guys. Let's see. Between my Gemini rising and Virgo sun, I'm convinced love is on the way, and I'm here for it. Yes, because I need some more people on my wall of fiancés. On my wall of fiancés. So I need y'all to come through big for me in 2025. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now, if you are a Libra rising, and my Libras have gone through it over the last 18 months with regards to relationships, they have definitely done the work and went through the ringer on how to do relationships. So we're about to move out of that energy for them. And they're going to be stepping into the energy of their physical health. Great. So the North Node is going to be in your sixth house. So new beginnings on your physical and mental health. Somebody says, my hubby is a Virgo, wedding loading. Oh, good. See, I just be knowing, child. I just be knowing. So if If you are, Libras have been going through it on the relationship spectrum. So Libra rising, your focus now over the next 18 months is your health, both mental and physical health. So this is going to be taking care of our bodies, eating right, changing up our eating patterns. This is also going to be an area where I want you to, I am always an advocate of traditional medicine, but I also advocate for holistic ways of taking care of your body. So I need you guys to incorporate the traditional medicine along with the holistic medicine during this time. All right. I also want you to prioritize your mental health. Again, changing up our diet, but changing up and into a lifestyle change. This is also going to be the area that in some way changes up your work environment. So some of you could be on that list of people that are changing jobs, or your work environment changes. This could look like a promotion. This could look like a job change, but I'm thinking it's going to be more responsibility at your job. So you could be picking up a little bit more responsibility. Now, I don't know if that's going to equate to any more money, so don't let me lie. But it may equate to more responsibility at your job. Or you could be seeing a lot of staffing changes going on. So if you're not necessarily leaving this job, this could be staffing changes where you see a lot of people going here, leaving the current work environment, getting fired, doing something, all of that. So it could be changes around that. Some of you could be taking on a new pet, which pets are therapeutic. I love pets are therapeutic. So some of you could be deciding this is a great time for me to take on a pet. And you could also have a caregiving situation come up as well. So this could be a family member, a friend. This could be a medical caregiver situation, a financial caregiving situation could come your way. Just anticipate that as well. Now, also for my Libra risings, your South Node is going to be in your 12th house. So again, this is going to go hand in hand with what you're doing health-wise. You're another one that's going to need to release any self-sabotaging behavior, doing a lot of shadow work, taking care of your inner self, dealing with addictions, things that are detrimental to your health mentally and physically. Some of you could have a hospital stay if you're not careful, or it could be someone that is close to you ends up with a hospital stay, some type of confinement stay. We always have the energy around prison or jail. So again, be mindful of your dealings with law enforcement during this cycle. I don't want none of y'all to go to jail. But this is also about just releasing things. This will also be a good time for my Libra risings to take a vacation near water. Some of you need to go near water to rejuvenate yourself, to heal yourself. Maybe try to go to a spa or a treatment center or something to that effect. Some of you need to get away and just take care of your inner self. Let's see, someone says, you called it on the health. Started a new assignment tomorrow, literally packing my office now. See, we got somebody, Libra rising, that's already going through office changes and work changes. That's how astrology works, I'm telling y'all. All right, so if you're a Scorpio rising, sun or moon, I don't think my sister's on here, but my sister's a Scorpio rising. The North Node, South Node energy is going to be impacting your 5th and 11th house. So North Node, new beginnings around finding your joy. This is a great one because it's the 5th house is lit up, the house of joy. So for my Scorpio risings, I want you to find something that you are utterly enthused about. So this could look like a new hobby. This could look like a new creative project. I don't care what it is. Something for you to just put your energy into and you just totally enjoy. We're not trying to make no money off of it. We're not trying to do anything. We just want to do something that makes you feel good. So that could be picking up a new hobby. This is also a social house. So over the next 18 months for my Scorpio risings, I want to get you to get out and socialize and have a good time. The 5th house is about concerts, festivals, sporting events. So anything where there's large groups of people, I want you to try to make your way to those types of things. Scorpio rising could be hearing information or changes around their children. So if it's not something that's going on with you, your children could be going through a lot of changes, going through a lot of accolades, celebrating a lot of achievements. You're another one that could be announcing a pregnancy or hearing about a pregnancy close to you. Now, if you are not ready to start a family, I would say to you, protect yourself, because this could energetically put you into a very fertile type energy. Or if you've been trying to have a baby and you haven't had any luck, over the next 18 months, this would be a good time for you to try for a baby. Now, some of you could be starting dating again, could meet someone. This is the dating house, not necessarily the the relationship house. So just date to have a good time and see where it goes. And if you're currently in a relationship, this is also going to be a great time for you to renew the romance, bring the romance back to your relationship, especially if your relationship has gotten stagnant. This is time for you to be dating your partner again. Scorpio rising, your South Node is going to be impacting your 11th house. So some of you could be releasing old friendships. So some of your friendships could be ending for whatever reason. And this could also look like the friendship is ending because maybe someone is moving away, or maybe someone just doesn't have a lot of time to spend with you. So the friendship is not necessarily ending, but you may not be able to spend as much time together. Or you're not seeing them as often as you would like. But this could also be a redefinement of the friendship. So if something needs to change, or the dynamics or the shift in the relationship, it kind of changes. Friendships are just like relationships. They go through ebbs and flows. So you could be seeing some changes in your friendships. Some of you could be leaving a group or an organization. Or you could be, if you're not leaving the group or organization, you're stepping down from a responsibility role. You're no longer maybe the president of the homeowners association, or the secretary for your fraternity or your sorority. You decide that, I don't really want to deal with that right now. I just want to be a member, and that's it. So you could be stepping down from one of those roles as well. This would be a great time for you as well to change up your long-term goals, because I don't think some of those goals that you had for yourself really align with you anymore. So you may be wanting to change those up as well. And you should be prepared for a lot of unexpected events as well. And there could be a little unexpected check coming your way as well. Now, I don't know how big the check going to be, but you could be getting some little unexpected money during this time as well. All right. If you're a Sagittarius rising, I think my niece is on here. She's a Sagittarius rising. This North Node, South Node is going to impact your 4th and 10th house. So for you, it's going to be a little bit in the reverse. Because the North Node is going to be in your 4th house, this is going to trigger new beginnings by way of family. So we could be looking at a move for my Sagittarius risings. You could be buying or selling a property, maybe a second property or a second home. Maybe you're buying a lot or something, but you could be moving. There's my Sag game. You could be moving at this time. Now, if you've already moved or you don't have any plans of moving, this could be some type of home renovation. So this could look like redecorating. This could look like you renovating your entire spot. So you knocking all the walls out and y'all totally redesigning your space. We could be doing that. This could also look like a family changes. So somebody could be moving in or moving out. So we're looking at a lot of planning around your family and your home life. Now, this could also be your family in as well. Move, but we have to decide where you want to go. Everybody moving. Everybody moving. I'm actually planning to move in next month out of state. Look at that. Everybody's moving. So this is going to be a lot of energy over the next 18 months that focuses on your family. So like I said, home life changes, moves, redecorating, people moving in or people moving out. I would strongly suggest for my Sagittarius risings that you Decide whether if there's family dynamics that are going on in your family right now, I need you to decide what direction you want these to go in. If you feel like the relationship or the family tie is worth fighting for or salvaging this next 18 months, I want you to take that time to work on that. If you decided that it'd be best that we love each other from a distance, that works as well too. Some of you will need to pay more attention to the women in your life. So if you have those significant roles or significant women in your life, you're like your mother, your sister, your grandmother, your aunts, people like that, nurturing people, you may want to pour a little more time and attention into those people or into those relationships during that cycle. Again, if you need to cut ties, you just need to cut ties. It is what it is. And this is also a good time because this is about your emotional foundations. Some of you could be contending with childhood hurts. Things that happened to you early on in childhood. Some of you could be having repressed memories coming back from childhood. Or something that happened to you or around you, and it starts to come up and you want to deal with that. And this will also be an excellent time if you have ever thought about tracing your family tree or learning more about your family history. This would be the perfect time for you to do that. And it's about to be closer to family because my sister is expecting. Isn't that wonderful? That's wonderful. Okay. So, also for my Sagittarius risings, now, because you have all this forward movement with your family life, that South Node energy is going to be impacting your 10th house of career. So some of you could be finding some challenges around your career life, your work life. So I would not be surprised if you are leaving a job, if you are changing positions. Now, what also could happen with this energy, Sagittarius rising, you could be clashing with higher ups. All right. You can be having a hard time dealing with managers, supervisors, CEOs, contending with that type of energy that it feels like it's a very combative work environment. Some of you could be seeing higher ups leaving your job. So managers, supervisors, CEOs leaving the company altogether. Okay. So just remember that. This is also, if you're not in the workforce, this could be on a personal level. So we're back at relationships. So some of you could be contending with the ending of a relationship. If you're a Sagittarius rising that has been going through a divorce or trying to separate assets in a divorce, we could be coming to seeing that ending at that time. All right. So contending with that, personal and professional, your reputation. Some of you, I'm going to tell you, some of you Sagittarius risings could be victim of somebody literally trying to slander your name, whether that's in a professional setting or a personal setting. Somebody really doing their best to have everybody to look at you and have some type of ill will. Now, this could be outright they lying on you or betraying your trust with any kind of secrets or personal information that you've given them. So be very mindful who you're sharing yourself with, sharing your personal information with. They could be trying to use that on the back end to hurt you with that. I'm just saying. All right. And also with this is a parental house. So again, let's pay attention to our parents. If we are still blessed to have them in our lives, let's just pay attention to what's going on with them and what's going on with the relationship with them. She said, we'll talk about it. My manager about to get the business to... Don't give him the business. Don't give him the business. Oh, please don't give him the business. All right. Now, if you are a Capricorn rising, sun or moon, North Node and South Node is going to be impacting your 3rd and 9th house. So with the forward movement in your 3rd house, this definitely looks bodes well for you for educational pursuits. Now, if you're a Capricorn rising, this actually may look like more like certifications. This may look like vocational type things. So this is like educational things that won't take long. no longer than 2 years. So we're talking like certifications, accreditations. This could be something like you decide you wanted to learn a foreign language, you wanted to learn sign language or something like that. But it's more like short, kind of like short time span of education. So we're looking at that. This could also be a time that you take a lot of short distance trips. So this could look like a lot of road trips, or this could look like a lot of trips, but they don't leave the United States. So you're just going from state to state, whatever that looks like for you. This is a great time for my business owners. So if you own a business and you've been trying to get your business out there, this is time for you to strategize your marketing plan for your business. Launching that website, getting on social media, promoting your products, whatever that looks like for you, this is time for you to do it. You're also going to be in a lot of contract negotiation. Some of my Capricorn risings will be getting a new car in the next 18 months. Now, I don't know if you're planning for that, but if you're not, that could be a thing. So if you're a Capricorn rising, you could be going into the energy of purchasing a new mode of transportation for yourself. Now, hopefully, if you're not planning on that, you may have to be throwing a little bit of money into the maintenance of your vehicle. Okay, I just want you to understand that. And this could also look like your connections with your siblings and your extended family increases in some way. And a little bit of energy on moving as well. If it's not moving, something about your neighborhood is changing. You may be getting new neighbors, or maybe something about your neighbors, maybe you're not getting along with them, or y'all are not being able to deal with each other, or it could just be simple as new neighbors. So something about your neighborhood is changing as well. And your South Node is going to look like the releasing of things that have to do with your old belief system. Capricorn risings could be going through over the next 18 months, releasing old beliefs that they've had for themselves that no longer work for them anymore. They can go from, let me give you an example. What example can I give you on belief systems? Okay, let's take this one of my favorites. This could be my Capricorn risings because Capricorns are very traditional. So say, for instance, you're a Capricorn rising and you are of the strong belief that marriage is the only way. That is the begin all and end all. You got to be married. You got to be married. You've always thought that. You're coming into a cycle where you're like, you know what? I don't necessarily think I believe in marriage. I don't really think that you have to be married to have a successful relationship. It's just a piece of paper. So something to that effect. Maybe not necessarily that, but that's the example I'm giving. A long-held belief that you've had could go through some type of change, and you're like, I no longer believe that. That no longer fits me. I just don't believe it anymore. So we're going through a cycle of changing our beliefs, our values. This could also look like you changing your religious practices. So just say, for instance, you were a devout Catholic, and you were raised Catholic, and you've been in the Catholic faith, and all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're like, what? You know what? I want to be a Buddhist. And you start to do all the things and the meditations and the Nam Myoho Renge Kills and all of this stuff, and now you're a full-out Buddhist. So your spiritual and religious practices could go through a metamorphosis during this time. Some of you could be traveling as well, but you're probably going to be traveling to somewhere that you've been before. And some of you could be finishing up an educational pursuit. You're finally finishing up that degree plan, or you go back to school and say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and finish this thing up. I only have maybe one more semester to go ahead and get my degree. Let me go ahead and knock that out, and I'm going to do that. Renew your passport too, because you may be taking a trip. All right. If you are an Aquarius rising sun or moon, this North Node, South Node, 18 months for you is going to see new beginnings in how you earn your money. This is a great time for you to be moving forward and making your money work for you. So some of you could be deciding that, you know what, I'm really ready to fund my retirement. I'm really ready to put some money aside so I can purchase my dream home. But I need to get a plan on how to do that. Some of you may decide, you know what, I'm going to have to pick up a second job in order for me to accomplish my financial goals. But getting really serious about what your money is doing and where you're allocating your money. Investing more. Again, like I said, putting into your 401k, putting into your pensions, maybe getting a second job to fund a huge purchase that you want to make. Investing in things that are going to have their value. So you go from, I used to buy myself a designer bag every year. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take that money that I was going to spend on this designer bag and I'm going to invest it in cryptocurrency, or I'm going to invest it in some stocks, or I'm just going to put it away in my savings, or I'm going to pay down my credit cards, or I'm going to pay off my house early. That's the kind of things that you're going to be looking at. You're also going to be one of those that is going to be really healing and developing your relationship with money, looking at it differently, understanding that it is a spiritual practice. It is energetic. It flows in and out. So if you've had issues with you being having a poverty mindset or being fearful around money, this is the time that you're going to start to work through that. If you need to go to therapy to help you with that, you should go to therapy, because you really need to understand that as long as you have a poverty mindset or you have a fear around money, your money will never be right. I'm telling you, I know from experience. I'm telling you what I know. But this is going to be a time that you could work through that, and you could actually be very successful financially over this next 18 months if you got really serious about your money. Now, on the opposite side of that, on the south node, because we're talking about being serious about your money, the 8th house is about other people's money. Okay, so this means the money that you're connected with another person. So again, this could look like your spouse, your roommate, your boyfriend, girlfriend, your business partner, family, whomever this relationship is, and there's a financial component to it. You may be releasing yourself from that. So you may be, let's say for instance, okay, let me give you an example. So some of you, just say for instance, you were getting child support from your children's father or mother or whomever is paying the child support, and the child is about to turn 18. So you're now in this cycle of you're getting your last child support payment. So you no longer have that source of income anymore. So sometimes this could be monies that you've been receiving over an extended period of time are finally coming to an end. So now you're going to have to adjust how you spend. All right. So just be mindful that you may see sources of income come to an end. Now, if it's not directly you, again, this could be your partner, whatever your partner looks like. They could be having an issue with their money. So for instance, if it's your husband or your wife and they lose their job. Okay, so now we got to figure out how to manage our household expenses on one income until you're employed again. So just be mindful of relying too heavily on other people's money during this cycle. All right. You need to be really, really self-sufficient, and really, really, if you can, everything needs to work basically on your income. So don't rely too heavily on anybody else financially. It may not go the way you want it to go. Just be mindful of that. Also, be mindful of who you're combining your money with as well. All right. So just be careful about who you want to go into business with or who you're marrying. Let me tell you something. The Aquarius rising, if you're deciding to get married this year, you need to be pulling a credit report on whoever you're trying to marry. You need to really pay attention on what their financial style is and how they spend money. Are they a spender or a saver? What their situation is? How much debt do they have? You actually may need to do a prenuptial agreement. You're probably going to say, well, I don't really have no money and he don't have no money either, or she don't have no money either. Doesn't matter. do a prenup, because if you got two nickels, those are your two nickels, and you do not want to have to give them to nobody. So just be careful who you're putting your money with over the next 18 months. That's the only thing that I can say. And Pisces rising, sun or moon, this cycle is going to impact your 1st and 7th house. New beginnings by way of how you look, how you show up. I have a Pisces rising that's close to me. How you look, how you show up, and they're going through a transformation of losing weight. So we're looking at how we're showing up physically, how we're showing up in our style, how we're showing up. So some of you could be deciding, I want to get my body together. I want to get a new wardrobe. I want to get my hair done. I want to get LASIK so I can get rid of my glasses. I want to, go get braces so I can straighten out my teeth. I want to do all these cosmetic procedures on myself because I know, they're going to, I want to change up how I present to the world, how people experience me. You can also be one of those gets a lot of opportunities and a lot of blessings that come your way during this cycle. Some of you could be starting a new relationship during this cycle. The 1st house is a relationship house. And when it is positively aspected, sometimes it triggers a romantic dynamic. So some of you could be meeting somebody, maybe getting married, or something changes in a positive way in your relationship life. And divorce is positive. Sometimes that shit needs to end so you can start a whole new life with somebody else. So I'm going to say that too. So you could see some relationship shifts as well. Across the street, 7th house for you. One-on-one relationships, you will definitely be going through transformation on how you do one-on-one relationships with people. Will some people leave your life? They absolutely will. But I need you to trust the universe because, again, this cycle is about you trusting the universe. Everything won't be spelled out to you. But if you have relationships in your life that come to an end for whatever reason or no reason at all, trust that the universe is positioning you for something better. Don't try to hang on to it. Just let it go and let the universe do what it's supposed to do. All right? All right. So that is how the North Node, South Node. Ooh, look at this. 8:34. Perfect time. North Node, South Node transition that's happening on the 12th is going to be impacting us. Damn it, I was supposed to do the timestamps. I'm going to try to do the timestamps and put it in the comments so you can go back and listen. Why don't y'all remind me I need to do timestamps? But that's what the cycle is going to be over the next 18 months. Again, I'll try to do the timestamps in the comments so you can go straight to your rising sign and hear what that's going to be about for you. Just again, please be taking care of your respiratory system. We are about to get another wave of that COVID-19 type stuff. So it may not necessarily be COVID, but it's about to be something that affects our upper respiratory situation. So please be mindful. If you want to put your mask back on, I would probably suggest that you put your mask back on and protect yourself. Remember that this 18-month cycle is about you leaning into your intuition, not trying to rely so heavily on the details because everything is not going to be spelled out for you. And you're just going to have to go and trust the universe. This is also about you releasing those self-sabotaging behaviors and anxiety, the depression, the need to try to control everything. This is not the time for that. And to be honest with you, the more you try to control things during this cycle, the harder life is going to be with you. Trust yourself, trust the universe, trust your higher power that everything is going to work out. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I do appreciate it. Again, I am going to try diligently to try to do more lives and get back on a routine because we need to talk to each other during this cycle. I think I have still a couple of appointments available. For January the 14th. If you're interested, visit my website and book your appointments. If not, I think that's the last day I'm going to be doing them. And then we'll go into February. All right. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great evening. And I will talk to you in the next live. Bye-bye.